Hello everyone and welcome to the Junebug Rancho. Today we are stepping back in time to the seemingly idyllic 1950s. A decade of neat suburban lawns, television sets in every living room, and a strong sense of order. But beneath that polished surface, a seismic shift was rumbling, a sound that would shake society to its core: rock and roll. This wasn't just a new genre, it was a cultural explosion. Rock and roll was born in the vibrant crucible of African American communities, fusing the raw emotion of the blues, the rhythms of rhythm and blues, and the storytelling of country music. It was a sound brewing for years, simmering in juke joints and dance halls before finally bursting onto the mainstream. At the forefront of this musical revolution were trailblazers like Chuck Berry, with his electrifying guitar riffs and clever lyrics, the flamboyant Little Richard, whose boogie-woogie piano and wild vocals lit up stages, and the charismatic Elvis Presley, whose hip-shaking moves captivated audiences and shocked parents. These artists were more than singers, they embodied a new, untamed energy. This music united young people, crossing racial lines and creating a youth culture that challenged the old rules. But the 1950s weren't just about poodle skirts and sock hops. It was a time of deep anxieties. The Cold War and the atom bomb loomed large, while suburbanization reshaped communities. Traditional gender roles were being questioned. In this climate of unease, rock and roll became a convenient scapegoat. Many adults saw this new music as a threat to traditional values and morals. Widespread moral panic led to censorship on radio and in public spaces. Parents were outraged, fearing provocative lyrics and suggestive dances. Juvenile delinquency became a household phrase, with rock and roll blamed for rising rebellion and promiscuity. It was a full-blown societal freakout. The media, hungry for sensationalism, played a huge role in fueling this moral panic. Newspapers screamed headlines about the dangers of rock and roll, radio stations debated its influence, and television shows often portrayed rock and roll fans negatively. This constant public discourse shaped opinions and created a pervasive sense of alarm. Despite the backlash, the controversy over rock and roll led to big changes. It sparked a new era of youth-focused media, as companies recognized teenagers' growing buying power. The youth market became a major economic force. Rock and roll kept evolving, inspiring musicians and listeners, and becoming a symbol of youth rebellion and cultural change. Looking back, the moral panic of the 1950s might seem overblown, but it's important to understand the context. Many feared rock and roll's influence, but the reality was more nuanced. For many, it was a positive outlet for self-expression and a catalyst for social change, breaking down racial barriers. In 1957, a Gallup poll found 63% of adults thought rock and roll was harmful. Yet the music boosted youth engagement and community, with record sales soaring to over $200 million by 1959. The legacy of this moral panic still resonates today, reminding us of the often rocky relationship between generations and, honestly, the powerful impact of new cultural expressions. Rock and roll, far from destroying society, played a key role in challenging norms and fostering individual expression while paving the way for future generations of cultural and social change. This era reminds us of music's enduring power to transcend time, inspire social movements, and challenge norms. Rock and roll was more than just a sound. It was a revolution, and its rebellious spirit continues to inspire us today. So, what's your favorite classic rock and roll song of all time? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.